10-win Vikings, their third loss of the season yesterday. Yes, Justin Jefferson went off, 233 receiving yards, but not enough. Detroit's offense kept pace thanks to 3 touchdowns from Jared Goff. Shannon, was this win more about the Lions or more about the Vikings?
Give the Lions credit, Skip, because in order for you to overcome, Kirk Cousins was unbelievable. Skip, the man had he was 31 of 41, 425, 2 touchdowns, no picks.
And?
His defense was a look. Now, we don't think of the Lions of having a bad defense, and they do, but they were.
Although, of late?
They made that play. Remember, the first Cook, the fumble, he was going to throw the jump pass like Derrick Henry is known for.
Yep.
They stripped the ball because it was 14-7, and they didn't look back because when you both of these teams are, and I told people, Detroit's offense, they can get up and down the field on you. They've had 25 points in 5 straight games. That's the first time since 1954. Tied a franchise record. And they've had some pretty good offenses, Skip, with Stafford and those guys.
And by the way, just a quick interruption. Point of order. They've won 5 of 6, allowing over those 6 games only 20 points a game. So the defense is starting to live up to Jared Goff and the offense. Go ahead.
That defense, that team just beat the Jags by 26 last week. The Jags just went to Tennessee and did a demolition job on them. But it just, Skip, they have firepower offensively. That St. Brown kid, they got Jameson Williams back. They got Chark. They got Swift.
Is really good. I've always liked him.
Williams get close to the goal line, he's going to get the ball in the end zone.
He will, except against Dallas. But go ahead.
Except against Dallas. Skip, offensively, they're really good. They got a tough schedule. They got the Jets, they got the Panthers, they got Bears at home, and at the Packers. So they got a tough sledding here. But Skip, their offense, I love what I'm seeing. And I told people, Jared Goff, if Jared Goff didn't play this well yesterday, they lose this game. Because Kirk Cousins was dealing yesterday. Skip, this is, you look, the Vikings defense, I don't know. I don't know how. You got Zadarius, you got Danielle Hunter, you got 2 guys that can pressure the quarterback. You got Pat P at the corner. You got a nice safety. They got a nice little team. But defensively, they haven't been able to get it together this year, and I don't know why. Because offensively, man, Justin Jefferson's on a mission. We talk about Tyreek might get 2,000. Justin Jefferson got 1,500 yards with 4 games to play.
He might threaten Calvin Johnson's all-time.
He might get 2 bands.
Yep, he just might. So, to me, as much as I respect and love what Detroit is doing for that coach, it's fun to watch. And yet, I thought yesterday was more about the Vikings. They are the weirdest concoction of a team at 10-3. They're sitting in the 2 seed right now. And do you realize for the season they have been outscored as a team? Okay, so they have a negative point differential, but they've won
10 games.
10 games? They've won all 6 of their one-score games, but when they lose, they lose. And what happened when my Cowboys went up there? They lost, right?
Yes.
I thought yesterday was a classic vintage Kirk Cousins game because this is a classic Kirk Cousins team. He will do this, and they will lose. What was the final score? 34-23. Okay, so he did what you said he did. He threw for 425 yards.
He had 10 incompletions.
425 yards, that's insane. And Justin Jefferson catches 11 out of his 15 targets for 223.
He should have had more because he didn't step out of bounds.
That's true.
Skip, why not just let the man score? Because you're always going to review it. You could always bring it back. But once you blow it dead, Skip, you can't.
I don't know.
And they tell him to do that.
Somehow, some way, with Kirk Cousins dealing, it doesn't deal you the right hand of cards to win the football game.
2 turnovers doomed him, Skip.
I know, it dooms him. And he had, what? They just turned it over. They fumbled it twice.
Yeah, Hawkinson fumbled and Cook fumbled.
So there's something about Kirk Cousins that I've told you from the start. I just don't love him as the centerpiece of a football team because this has been his history that he throws for gaudy yards and they lose gaudily. Something goes completely wrong.
Skip, come on, Skip. You throw on third down, you throw a pass to your 350-pound tackle. Skip, he snagged it, kept his balance, and got the first.
Penei Sewell, he's a stud, man. He could play tight end if you really wanted him to.
I mean, hey, Dan Campbell would have got cooked if he dropped the ball. You mean to tell me with all these weapons you got on offense, you throw the ball to a 350-pound man?
Okay, but it creates momentum in your locker room and on your sideline.
Man, you see how excited they got? They were like, oh, man, you did that.
Okay, you did that. And Kirk Cousins did that, and it was an L.
Skip, but the Lions have the 5th-ranked offense. The 5th-ranked offense.
They're a force.
Yes.
No, and they're just getting better and better. And if they slip in the back door of the playoffs, they're going to be a little bit of a force to deal with for somebody.
They're probably going to have to win out to do that.
Okay, well, if they win out, somebody's going to.
Oh, they win out. They're going to. If they win out, they go into the playoffs.
Yeah. Okay, but somebody's going to have hell to deal with if you're going to have to deal with Dan Campbell's football.
Oh yeah, because he got to play. Hey, he's got them playing hard.
Yeah,
they play hard.
I am a huge Dan Campbell fan. Talk about running through a wall for your coach. That's what he's got going on in Detroit. All right, Shannon, are you ready for this next one? Should your Lakers be happy or disappointed by their Eagles beat the Giants 48-22 yesterday, and this week they're 9-point favorites against the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, Skip's Cowboys snuck out a 27-23 win over the Texans. Now, Dallas, a 5.5-point favorite against the Jags this week. Shannon, from what you saw yesterday, what percentage chance do the Cowboys have of beating the Eagles on Christmas Eve?
40. Because it is a division game. We saw the Commanders, who's not as talented, who's not as good a team as the Cowboys, go into Philly and beat them. So the Philly they're not unbeatable. But if you watched them yesterday, if you watch them from an offensive standpoint, Skip, they do everything better than the Cowboys. They protect the quarterback better. They run the football better. They throw it better. They catch it better. Now, I think Dallas' defense is a notch above, especially the front seven. Now, the back seven, it ain't even close. Philly's back seven because they got 2 guys that's been all pros on the back end. Now, they're starting to come up with some injuries. Blankenship, I think, got hurt again. They're already playing with Gardner Johnson. They're already playing without him. So the injuries are starting to pile up, but they still got 2 exceptional corners out there playing. So when I look at it, Skip, and I understand what the analytics say, but the analytics are off on this. I don't know what they're seeing. Because if you watch what the Eagles did yesterday, Skip, that was a demolition. Skip, that was a demolition. We've seen the Cowboys play the Giants. They didn't look like this. They took them apart. Jalen Hurts, he's clear. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to look at see who's debating, but it's hard for me to believe to see a scenario where he's not the betting favorite to win the MVP, Skip, because his last 2 games he's been exceptional. Yesterday again he was exceptional. Not only did he throw the ball well, he ran the ball well, and his team was on the road against a division opponent and went and dropped 48 on him. So he's mine. And you know what I think about Mahomes? I think Joe Burrow now is in 3rd. That's not saying much, but that's where I believe he is. The MVP right now, if I had a vote, I would vote at Jalen Hurts. Skip, but I still believe because the Cowboys at home, this is a division game, and they're like, man, we got no chance of winning the division if we don't win this game. So they know if they don't win the game against the Eagles, it's all bets are off. So I gave them a 40% chance, but I like the Eagles. The Eagles are Skip. Anybody that says the Eagles aren't the best team in football either isn't watching football or don't know football. But they're head and shoulders above everybody else in the NFL right now. Now, I'm not saying, Skip, that's a foregone, lock it, book it. I'm not saying that. But as we speak, 13 games into the regular season, this is the best football team in the NFL.
I will give you all the points you just made. But I won't give you 40% because I'm going to 51% chance. 51% chance.
No, you're supposed to go 80, 90.
51.
You already booked it.
I'm booking it at 51%, but I loved what I saw from the Eagles because it scared the unholy hell out of me yesterday. And by the way, I was way ahead of you on Jalen Hurts. I've been saying for a month he's running away with them.